All right, today we're going to be going over how to estimate how much time a drywall repair project takes. We're going to be going over this project here. This is just a Google image search, and we're going to talk about timing and how long it takes. The main reason we want to talk about times and production is so my company, we are at 6 employees. If I'm able to save 30 minutes per technician per day, that math equals 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's 15 hours a week in savings. That potentially for me is about $2,000. So I want to break things down, projects down to minutes. And so I know how long something takes, so I can bid it appropriately. And not that maybe I would make more money, but just in general, the better scheduling so I don't have to move things around. It's really important. So I use the same Excel program sheet as my other how to bid a construction project for minutes, and it's just a adding thing. So we're going to run through this real quick. What I like to do when I first kind of go over this is I close my eyes and imagine I'm at this job site and what do I do? First thing, I put it into park, key off, I walk up, talk to that customer, talk with them, show me around the project, go over any concerns they have, just get a little feel goods in. Next, we're going to get tools installed or, brought into the job site. Let's go back to Excel here. Then we're going to go down the list. So, about 15 minutes talking to that customer. Technician setup, we're talking about tools, we're talking about tarps, dust barriers, things like that. About 15 minutes, at least for us, there's just not a whole lot to do. 15 minutes is a long time. Demo, cleanup, think through. So here, this project, so when I consider demo, the hole's mainly there. I need to clean this sucker up. So when you take a multi-tool, a jiggler, a hacksaw, however we do it, but for me, I'm going to make this a nicer square. So we could chalk line it. We could take a tape measure and do this technique, which I'm a big fan of, but we're going to clean this up. So if I gave you a multi-tool or something, how long would it take you to square this thing up? Not very long, probably. And I put uh, 30 minutes. And I think that's a little high. I think it's important to be realistic with our expectations so we don't work our employees to death. Next is going to be backing install. So after I do my cutting, maybe I need to add some 2x4, some backing somewhere in here. Maybe we need a little bit more structure, which is possible. You got to think things through like that. So we've added 15 minutes there. Hanging the drywall. So that there, this sheet, I'm not going to click back too many. I'm guessing that's maybe, it'll probably end up being like 5 foot this way, right? And then maybe 10 foot this way. So we're probably like 2 sheets, right? We can chop it up. We could probably do 3 sheets to be more efficient. But to hang that with one technician, I said was going to take 30 minutes. And I think that's a little high too. I think 20 would be great, but we want to buffer it. At my company, what we like to do is after we demo, we hang the drywall, we get it all cleaned up and stuff. I like to clean. I like to do a full cleanup the whole project, pack tarps out, vacuum, make things beautiful, because demo is very messy. So we're going to make things beautiful again, then relay down fresh tarps and go from there. So we are mud ready. So next, pre-filled tape coat. This is going to be 30 minutes of time. So for us, it's about 3.5 minutes to mix a pan. We have everything down to minutes. 3.5 minutes to mix a pan because we use quickset. And then once that pan is used, then to clean it, because we clean our pans every time, about 3.5 minutes to mix and clean. So then that leaves you with 27 minutes roughly to do one coat on this sucker. So if I handed you a pan of mud, or several, because this is several pans of mud, 27 minutes seems very realistic. We're going to have seams along the edge. We're going to have a couple seams somewhere in here, right, wherever they are. Not that many seams. 27 minutes, in my opinion, seems very realistic. We're just going to keep going down the list. Stay with me, guys. We're going to get in the weeds here, but these minutes are very important. So we use quick set. I really like 20-minute mud, So we're done with pre-fill, but now we have to dry time. So we're going to either sit in the van, we're going to work another area of the project if there's multiple areas, maybe do some more cleanup. I really recommend to our employees go chill in the van a little while. Spend 15 minutes hanging out in the van because let's say that pre-fill took 3 pans of mud. That last pan is still on that 20-minute cycle. So it's about 15 minutes until they can work it again. So then third coat, same thing, 3.5 minutes to mix clean. And, so because we're taping here, it takes a little longer. We're just layering here, a third layer. Doesn't take that long. If I gave you 17 minutes to just one single layer, that is plenty of time. Some of us could do it in 5 minutes, but we want to be realistic. That's very important. So 20 minutes, also dry time, right? Fourth coat, same exact thing, dry time. Some people like that fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth coat. Sometimes you need it for different fills, different situations. Doesn't matter. Fill this out however you want. Give me a comment or something, and I'll send you this Excel program, and I'll also send you the similar Excel program for the financials on how to bid a project. Texture, right? What texture is this? I don't friggin' know. Looks like some kind of spray knockdown. Either a hawk or a spray knockdown, doesn't matter. So here, 25 minutes, so you can kind of think it through, figure it out, get your air compressor set up. Dry time. Not all textures need sand out. Sometimes they do, though. So sand out. Clean up. This is going to be a healthy cleanup. We're done with the project. We're walking away. We're going away. Customer walkthrough. Customer walkthrough, you give them the little pamphlet that says your warranty and all that stuff. Drive time, that was both ways. This is just a made up example. I just made up this time. I figured 40 minutes one way, 40 minutes the other. This is what I figured. This is a pretty typical job. So this job here is 425 minutes of time, just roughly 7 hours of work. So if we look at this project, don't we all agree, if you've done drywall, this could be done in that amount of time? So with the drive time taken out, we are, what is that math? So like five, almost, we'll just call it 6 hours. If I gave you 6 hours, you had all the material, all the tools on a van, you could do this project, right? Pretty easy project, and that's very, very realistic. So now with drive time, we are 7 hours. So we work a 9 hour working day. And so it's a little bit over that. So how I would bid this one is at one full day, right? I wouldn't bid it. And this is another very important thing. You got to stay profitable. Like, let's just say I price jobs by the hour, right, to the customer, and I only price this one at 7 days, or excuse me, 7 hours. I'm technically losing 2 hours of pay because they're not making money. They're going to come back to the office and not have anything to do. So I'm going to bid this project at one full day. How you get to your numbers, that's in my other video. How you get to what you need to charge and things like that, because everybody's different. Um, what you need to charge, but I would bid this at a full day. And where you can start making up savings is when you're on a job site. And I promise you, this is an okay thing to do. Break out your little stopwatcher and just time people because we do the same thing. We do drywall repair. So everything is very, very similar. It's put up backing, demo, hang drywall, do mud layers. So everything's very similar. So just time everybody. Time yourself because I'm very, very good at drywall. I time myself religiously on steps. And then I dumb it down because I'm very fast. I dumb it down time wise so then the technicians have even more time because my huge thing, technicians need to stay happy, comfortable, full of life and energy. I want the technicians every day to go home with energy to their families. That's really important to me. Stuff like this, guys, you got to know your numbers, right? Just like that other video, you've got to know how long things take. If you're just starting, I urge you take lots of notes. Like if you're just starting a trade, you don't quite know, or you're handyman and you're doing 1,000 things,